Welcome everyone to another quick open source test here, or increasingly amazing Linux distribution. Quick PowerPC test. I already have the G4 massively upgraded, right? 1.2 gigahertz. Stock is 450 or 500. I believe that probably was Apple's max stock. I have here some aftermarket Power Max, whatever that was, thing in there with 1.2 gigahertz. Theoretically, I could overclock it to at least 1.3. I had this once upon a time, but it got a little bit warm and smelly, and I don't want to ruin this stuff. So I also don't want to put the fan in there, right? So for me, 1.2 gigahertz so far, the last years, was okay-ish, passively good without fan. So G4, as you see, is 7447 or 57 or so. As usual, I quickly, like, how fast is it, right? As usual, we tested some stuff, and as you see, this installation is actually not that super old. It's T2 Linux 20.3 test build from 2020. I'm not reinstalling that today. I just want to get some performance figure. And as usual, so as usual, there is something, right? It's not once and not wonder what's going on here now. So something, let's tmark that, quickly built here Lua already, but there is something in my, and that's also why I do this testing, right? Each time we test something, we actually find something that's not yet super amazing. I wonder what that is today. Build time, so let's quickly debug that, and then we build that here. Also, like, hey, you have syntax highlighting, G4 fast enough for Vim syntax highlighting, 1.2 gigahertz, and maybe I have whopping 1.5 gigabyte of memory in here, which is, of course, the maximum. So it's doing here, somewhere here, it is dividing that by, what's going wrong here? Essential initial non-bin utils reference time from first in system emerge. I believe it's not that, actually. That was syntax error in build time. GNU org, so that is actually rounding that here in. So the syntax, yeah, syntax error, it's like, yeah, totally there. That's probably, so unfortunately I built it a little bit back and forth because I didn't start building it with where is the tmux. It's also, wait a second, Q, I think I was reading the line, where did I not? Q equals, Q equals are probably, so here of ref time quantize, begin build time, where's this ref time coming from? Or is it ref time empty? What's going on here? Maybe that is something. Maybe we should. This bloody Vim has mouse support. I hate freaking mouse support. Can you freaking terminal, like? Okay, you won. I make a poll. Who actually enjoys freaking native mouse support on bloody terminals? I'm certainly not one of those. Like, rarely, like, maybe except in beta, but usually, build default 23 ref time. So here, I believe somehow, why does this file exist and is... Okay, we probably want to, so that's probably the issue. Let's quickly epic thread rip altivec through Lua again, just to have some reference build time. So I SVN up at that. Also, bitrate, hello, bitrate, Vodafone, Doxis, are you okay? I hate when YouTube gives me bitrate. Also, I mean, I have 0 drop frames, so what? I also want to see that. Probably reinitiate the live stream with a higher bitrate, because maybe. So let's 5500. No, I believe Doxis, Vodafone's Doxis today is really unhappy. Oh, how can one company be so failed? Let's see how long it goes. So, our goal is bash, right? The question is how long does that take? And as this is a high performance PowerPC RISC processor, we can do some programming on the same machine. Lua should also be done in a second, right? We're done. So that was warping speed daemon with 1 minute 20. So let's do some tests. Let's try run force depths non-lure just for the... Okay, that is actually pretty close. So far so good. Then let's... Okay, bash, we want to build that though. Okay, that's supposed to be 9 minutes. Yeah, we did slip. Yeah. So what was it? 9 minutes 16. And they also see the power of latest improvements, right? We're not recompressing that, so not with sitting here 5 minutes. 5 minutes recompressing that with set standard, what the build should start after the download instantaneously. Speaking of download, Vodafone, Doxis, how much failing are you today? Yeah, nothing like testing your vintage retro collection. And if you think we should open a proper vintage retro computer museum here in Berlin, then share, like, subscribe, comment below. Okay, bash is engaging, so let's q equals, let's improve that here, or was it? All right, did I open the wrong file? Ah, damn it. You know what, I should probably theoretically know what. Let's probably... Is it not? All right, this is an unconfigured, so that is of course it. Then let's make it a little bit smaller, and what was B? It shows that I have massively... Or was it not? Okay, fine. I don't need more. I probably don't need more Vim for... be cool. Was it not control? Oh. Darn, what was it? It was it. I was just too slow. Yeah, leave me in the comments below. Massively, yeah, but probably it makes sense to massively change customize key bindings if the defaults do not fit your habits and muscle memory and stuff. But the downside is you install a new system and you don't have all your hundreds of open source Unix configuration files. Anyway, scripts build. Oh, getting better with the presentation, right? A little bit of matrix scrolling by. Yeah, also SSD, right? So unlike the SGI Octane from the previous video, that is only dual SMP 250 megahertz. This is a whopping 1.2 gigahertz, and the Octane, similar to other things, has a good old-fashioned magnetically rotating pattern storage. This has a extreme overkill SSD in there. You cannot make the shitty internet up. A little bit bitrate lowering. Was it not Q equals... Bad target again. I should actually watch a little bit what I'm editing. I'm also editing this somewhere. Maybe there. Where is to edit this? Okay, edit anyway. So let's protect this here better. Do we have an info page for... do we have a dedicated info page for test? Test, running test suite scripts. Oh, this somewhere. So exists or and is a regular file. I would want exists and is file size greater than 0. Does something like that. Exists, sticky name pipe, readable. Here, as file exists and has a file. I mean, either we could do that. Was as right. I mean, not exist. Okay, we actually then shell. Let's see if this goes through my LTE. Android phone. Ucom makes this extremely failing. How should I? 8 minutes, not that shabby. Recurring theme, right? Decades ago, this stuff was relatively more high performance. Not even sure it's like 50 freaking % frame drop. I mean, and this could also be Android hotspot implementation. Who knows what it is now? Don't tell me, or is it auto reconfiguring via IPv6? Modern stuff. So much auto and other peak bugs, insecurity. So at least one other small thing here. Yeah, the more you test, the more you find. Maybe it happens through some Control-C or other former script. It could also be that the file, yeah, whatever the case might have been there. Maybe it was. It's relatively pointless to speculate why this file was there. Wait a second, why do we not have? Of course, no, somehow the video for Linux device changed for whatever reason. It's always something. So yeah, whatever failed, it's like, yeah, the only constant is change, regression, security vulnerabilities, but Tito is here to fix it all, except internet issues. So yeah, another small step in testing. Oh, 0 frames. Ah, what? Slightly wonder over which. Yeah. When everything fails, at least I still have my T2 Linux. No, it goes over LTE. The problem is I also need to optimize, and yes, I could change routing and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, we can commit this. Yeah, the more you test, this probably should be fine. Everything fails, at least I have my own T2 Linux. So, digital self-reliance in the 21st century. Probably next I need to open an ISP, although obviously a shitty business, so not a fun business to do. We probably should test that, otherwise it will be broken. So RM ref time, maybe save that here before we lose it. Oh no, we have 0 frames. Why do we have 9 Mbit going out? Do I have a typo in my... Why is this end of buffer? What have I done here? And yeah, you make everything in your power to keep everything working, and then they break Mesa. Cube. Of course, don't go by, and if you are amazed by this ITVEC performance, don't go out and buy a cube, because these upgrade cards are extremely seldom, extremely rare, and if you you have 450 megahertz, then of course it's only a third of the performance. So that was only, still let's just copy it, maybe, potentially. Let's see, is it copied or some native selection bullshit? 8 minutes to build bash with, which GCC was it? Mine QGCC 930, not that super old, probably no LTO. So let's build already Lua, so we deleted Lua, so we don't get a build time estimate. Just testing what we just edited here. Okay, this is rebuilding some stuff because we touched stuff. Okay, 9.3, no LTO smarter, I believe, and the Linux kernel shouldn't be that old. 5.5.11. I installed here last time. I have so many. Where's my workspace? Because today I have OBS on one workspace where I don't usually have it. So yeah, theoretically, do I have here? Yeah, actually, you know what we theoretically could. Oops. Do I have in some listing Octane? On some listing I have 2 CPU IDs. Or maybe on the P3. Where did we list P3 at consoles, maybe? So I don't quite remember which upgrade card I have. Apple G4 Power Logic, so 1.2 gigahertz. Probably should review that. Okay, I don't need to. I would need that. Basically, doesn't matter. They are probably identical performance anyway. So many workspaces. Aftermarket 1.2 gigahertz or a third party. Does it sound nicer? 1.2 gigahertz upgrade, CPU upgrade look like. Oops. Lua build also already. Outstanding performance. So yeah, let's re-estimate that. Here now we get the time 8:07, and certainly it's quite some more stuff cached. And also even with an SSD with such a slow interface, P80A133 or whatever, of course there you still see the massive effects of caching because simply the connection is that slow. So LSCPU, CPU info we list there for vintage reasons. And alright, now I need to manual. I usually SED that. Usually I SED that, but now I have it here already. I literally never have done it. So that's first. Interesting is the CPU. Maybe they changed the CPU ID listing, I believe, because previously, so that must be much older kernel. I mean, obviously. Somehow they don't list for some reason the temperature here. Why is this? For whatever the reason might be. Maybe the CPU doesn't have. Maybe the CPU doesn't expose it differently, or they just changed it. So this kind of stuff in the Linux kernel, it isn't accurate enough. They remove it, right? So yeah. So they also must have changed that they list the memory there now. Interesting. So yeah, 7,400, 7,447 or whatever, 57. Revision 11 PVR. Yeah, Bogomaps is some base clock thing. Detected. Yeah, the rest is the same. So 1.2 gigahertz or so. something of that sort. So we tested some stuff. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, only deleted my straight typing, so it's probably fine. PI is performance index, obviously. So we tested some stuff, we made sure our stuff still works, even the real-time clock still comes up okay. That's basically it for this video. Alright, we theoretically could emerge, let's see if much more useful. Let's stop that here, because we don't need that. Yesterday I noticed we don't have a build time and modern thing for mole. Let's steps, that's missing only mole, the Mac on Linux emulator thing. It's like, this is some emerging in some days for some. Oh, cool, it also doesn't download SVN export. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, can't build it without the sources, that's a little bit disappointing. Would need to check, although maybe it is on our, I mean there is a slim chance that it is on our mirror as, yeah, recompress everything and then don't have the last on the internet to save the sources of mole. Mac on Linux emulator, this was high performance, right? Unlike QEMU, which is still rather slowish. It was, do we have mole? No, we don't, shit. But if we are super lucky, we didn't update it in a long time and we have it for 8.0 if we are extremely lucky. Unless I changed it. No, that's some other version. That is unfortunate. Yeah. Being the last to preserve some, maybe we need to cooperate with Internet Archive. Yeah, that is stuff going away. I mean, at least it's hosted on SourceForge. What is with their, maybe the website is even still freaking there. Mergeable mole kernel. 2007, yeah, go away, 2007, you had me at 2007. What was with Subversion on, did they shut this down also already for, Git or so? Or maybe they have HTTPS now. SVN export. Oops. No. Oh, I hate this modern nonsense. Just give me a freaking terminal. Oh, maybe this. Doesn't support what? Mac on Linux doesn't. Cool, the server doesn't support that. What the heck? What did they do with the Subversion repositories? File, and yeah, host everything on SourceForge, they said, right? Not the first time that shit went away. Did they just rename some stuff? Okay, here is still some code. Okay, maybe they just renamed some server. Did they probably not commit something in tickets? Right, it is maybe unlikely that it still builds. Ah shit, this is probably some native copy and paste shit. Oh, come on. Who thought that's a freaking good idea? Who? Name one. Mac on Linux code. need to so resort to such just because editors have modern features that don't. More disk. What the bullshit. Oh wait, did I also edit this strangely? What did I? Oh, that's also wrong. All I wanted was copy and paste. All I got was strange behavior. So, Mac on Linux trunk did say, was this even what say Mac on Linux code trunk as we unroot? Hello, where's my? Let's check in a second if that is the last revision. Also now we mangled this. Of course, obviously we did. I need to learn how to disable native mouse support in Vim and Tmux and whatnot. Oh, also dangerous. Don't override. So is it okay? We restored that. Let's see. Do we have any luck with this stuff? Download more, please. Let me tell me this stuff works. Okay, that works. So maybe because it was scripted, it doesn't. I mean, okay, if this probably would go away if we install the certificates properly. What you're saying, even on you're typing, watching on a Raspberry Pi, that is also amazing. Let's see if they have a new revision. It would surprise me if they have. 171. Ah, Alexander Graf fixed some stuff. Cool. 171. 171 is, hey, that's 2 revisions newer of what we last freaking built here. Also, apparently I have a typo in there. Why do I have here R123 and not 171? Decades later, I noticed a typo. So, my good friend Alex pretty much some stuff. Maybe KVM, maybe not. No idea if that builds better. Maybe that's just some. Potentially it is some port to KVM. Let's see what Alex did there. How to see the difference here? Where do I need to click on this? Changed. So memset. What? Oh. Fixed type and previous. Oh, okay. So he committed some. Okay, initialize. Okay, port to KVM. And that is just a typo in. Okay, he made a typo. Okay, that's not the biggest change in the world. So, but okay, initialize this KVM caps. Fair enough. A nice fix. Too few files. What the freaking heck is going on here? Why does this not freaking Subversion exports? Definition. Ah, this already exists. But it just didn't. What is freaking going on there? Why does this not? Is this supposed to work or not? Oh, download quick history and now it does something. Whatever the heck freaking was going on there. Why did it not previously work? Anyway, let's hope it did something. Now, what do we have here? We have Okay, something apparently something, let's full screen. At least some win of this stuff is fixing some live coding on a G4. Actually, I had the idea maybe people will watch more. Live coding on an G4 cube. Maybe I should change the freaking title and people will watch it more. Let me check if I have more lemonade and then this might be a change due to our compression there. So maybe something wrong with our tarballing there. Okay, so you don't see, why is this? Why don't you see? What have I done with, or do I usually use a larger font? No, why is this? Does it mean you have the whole time not seen this for some reason? I'm not sure why this previously... Okay, it's a green line, certainly sucks a bit. 1 second. Mouse cursor, where are you? Is it what, just 1 pixel line? I think there's currently, at least on the preview, I don't see one. So, what's going on here? Also live from a G4 cube, right? So in case you're wondering. Okay, tab set 2, maybe that is not, I mean, it shouldn't change. So basically, how did we do that previous? That's actually a good question. Did we use head standard? Probably right. Maybe I broke somehow. So how do we build that here? Maybe we use the compressor or find tar name, and where did we compress it? Ah, here compressor, and let me write. So compressor I recently removed here. So then let's probably theoretic, but now we have so yeah, that's actually a real bug and regression from my previous code, right? And that's why we test things, right? Better we find this here late at night than other people. Compress, get compressor. So basically this would be get decompressor, because now we need to compress. What we can do, so that's of course not ideal, we really need the compressor. I mean, we could, yeah, it's not, it is what it is now. I don't cause more regressions changing even more now. Where even, there is also where I had this, so this was a download. So somewhere also this doesn't highlight correctly. Why? Probably somewhere is creative quoting that. Oh, now it highlighted. Okay, whatever heck was going on there. So the tar name is probably, where do we have tar? Here's tar name. Base name gz file. Base name gz file. So probably local compressor equals, oh shit, we have native mouse, thank you very much, get compressor of tar name, we have the right tar name, and so currently this has a -d for decompress, and then let's remove this -d here. That will work. Quick and dirty hack, it's not the most pretty. First I want to see this work. Compressor and remove basically -d, I would say. That probably might work like that. And then now we can, it's actually a new feature, we can then change which compressor we want to use. I think it's still a half pixel. Is there still a half? Oops. Actually, there is, now that I have it zoomed, there is actually a half pixel. So then we can actually make that set standard. Actually, I did already. Cool, syntax error 910. Syntax error 910. What the heck, what command is that? Say I'm doing it even when I'm already did. So yeah, some people edit such comments. I'm always wasn't a fan of source. Funny that I just find it here now. Ah, there's also some statex still going on. Find local there is my quote. So local compressor. Local compressor, and they have some probably we then with more, the only substitute for testing is more testing. Okay, this still doesn't work. Amazing. We hopefully fixed all regressions. Also, it's ironic how slowish that is, right? If you see the screen refresh, and that is locally rendering on a Steam Deck. Let's do that again. It's like it's absolutely crazy, mind-blowing how slow an editor is in 2022. And like you can NVI with not VI improved on a 40 MHz Spark station, but on a 1.2 GHz G4, it's like 2023, and your VI improved editor is not instantly snappy. So yeah. Probably your Raspberry Pi. Tar, so compressor is, why is compressor set standard? Did we use something? Get compressor, local X case? No, set standard D. Set standard D command not. What have I done there? X equals what? What even have I done there? Compressor. What have I? X. Oh, nothing like finding another typo here. Now we have the issue that this fails for some reason. Maybe internet wouldn't surprise me. Yep, I changed some major thing. I caused my regression. So what I mean, very theoretically, the thing is there are just really many combinations. Very theoretically, like truly professionally, if it would be a Mars mission or so, like a satellite Mars mission or whatnot, life would depend on, you would really need to test all test cases, right? Like, obviously I skimmed a little bit on the set standard. Did this compress? Apparently it did. Build package mol. Yeah, unfortunately I need to rebuild the tools. Yeah. Let's actually, okay, let's get better here with showing you the matrix. Let's split this again. Let's commit function. Do we have any other? I mean, what a coincidence that I used set standard compression and found this type. If we would have implemented with any other, yeah, would even haven't found that. So fixed another fixed set standard compressor typo. I mean, very theoretically, SVN blame base scripts function. Here, epic and thread ripping is fast. Wow, some files, revision 1, always impressive get. So yeah, I mean, very theoretically we could rename, we could make this not return. Yeah, maybe we should rename this get decompressor. And yeah. So how did I break that here in that, or there's a chance mode will not build you to whatever. Oh, come on. I hate Unicode shit. Okay, that was, it wasn't this one. Who thought native freaking mode support would be a freaking good idea? 64614. 64614. How much? I mean, I'm surprised it compiles, but this is a slightly old installation, but yet some old code is there and it failed. So much to, yeah. Oh shit, ah darn, and we can't copy and paste it. It's apparently not my day today. This is so ridiculous. I need to echo this in a bloody temp file just because shit is shit. Yeah, 1 second. And why is there? Maybe because I resized this. I just have hidden the. How did this reposition that? What a nonsense. Alright, actually I have two things there. So many fixes, so many late night fixes. Hardened package ref build time check to check for non ref time files. I did not save. I saved the bloody password. Why does this not save the password? Some strange SVN build. It doesn't. Yeah, probably the I believe once they removed plain text saving whatever stuff in favor of whatever agent thing. And that is probably a build where we didn't force enable this for reasons. So compressor, there's still some settings in there. Yeah, probably have it open. Yes, yes, edit, go away. I don't care about other swap intent files. So, fixed SVN, and I believe probably all SVN, CVS, and get downloads by getting the matching preserve. Yeah, it's like regression from down native. Getting a bit long. Or regression from native, no. Refactoring or whatever. Ah, yes, 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 bloody password, man. For decades we saved unencrypted passwords in our subversion directory, and now this is not good enough anymore, man. So the question is, can we simply patch how broken is... I was using... What have I done there previously? This is time. Okay, this doesn't have a time zone for some reason. It's probably 20 sums, no? This is UTC. Oh, it's even written it's UTC. Nah. Undefined Wi-Fi lag. So this is that's unfortunate. So this is some lexing stuff. The question is this just some partially broken? That is really... Okay, I'm not going to fix this now, and because this machine is simply not powerful enough to rebuild everything. I could schedule... I mean, we updated that a little bit. So... and like fixed upstream SVN URL or whatever, or SF netcode location or whatever. I guess what's the bloody password again? Actually, you know what? We will retype this. Actually, let's commit this together with. So we will fake some cache. This will probably not be all. I mean, basically, I wonder, did this ever build for 64-bit? Actually, I'm not sure. Okay, we have it marked for 64-bit. I mean, at least with 32-bit default user link, probably. Totally not sure if I've ever used this on. So yeah, it's an extremely ancient cache file, which is also why I noticed the other day that this is ancient. So yeah, it's probably, I mean, we could still leave it hundreds and we still rebuild it. Let's say it's a megabyte or stuff in 16 files. And so this is already more cache than previously. Not saying that it's amazing, but at least it's more than nothing. So yeah, obviously it needs way more. It has already way more. It's not done. At least 100 remains. Actually, here's a freaking build time. How is this? Okay, this can't be real that it's so much longer than freaking bin utils. Hey, it's actually, there is actually some. It can't be that much longer than bin utils, can it be? I have my doubts. At least let's preserve the files there, just because, better than nothing. Yeah, and at least some depth, better than nothing. Alright, we had some. So unfortunately retype it. Would have copied, if we would have non-native copy and paste, we could have copy and pasted that. Mol and how did I call this just a minute ago? Fixed upstream sfnet svn codon load location something whatever. Yeah, at least the usual win-win, some little improvements. Keeps PowerPC alive. Just like that. Patches welcome, donations too. Patrons and YouTube membership are open. Once more, a little bit upgraded stuff here, right? If you are late to this party. And what else? NeoFetch. Some good fun, massive, also massively upgraded the by default the Cube did ship with some ATI R1 or 200 so that's also a massive upgrade, which this is the sad thing, right? A decade ago the Cube was already old, right? We had Mesa perfectly working, but upstreams, like, they really need to break everything. It's so sad. Anyway, that's basically it. Do we have sensors, baby? Okay, we don't have sensors. Let's find name. No, we don't have anything. And that is a... I wonder, this probably doesn't work, does it? Okay, no, it does work. So Samsung, it's actually freaking, it's of course totally overkill, right? Samsung SSD 840. Extreme overkill on a SATA adapter, 150 GHz. That's certainly the most overkill SSD you could get in. Probably not even the most used, right? Power on hours, 100. Totally use this. 116 times power cycle, 120. At least I used it 120 hours. Who can say this about their G4 Cube? But no, actually I used this Cube quite a bit. Previously I had a whopping spinning hard drive in there. I had this at home once upon a time. And this was, once upon a time, some decade ago, this was the offsite backup of our company stuff. I had here probably half a terabyte Samsung spin point, whatever in there. And since I didn't use it like that anymore, I put an SSD in there for snappier T2 testing, even snappier T2. Why do I have here multiple T2 clean? They're both clean, aren't they? So what do we have? Okay, that is. Is this some broken thing that doesn't clean? No, it doesn't. Not sure why I had this here. Yep. So yeah, another fun video here and another unexpected fixes. That's cached, that's then relatively fast. So yeah, can you in 2023 can you use an 1.2 gigahertz upgraded G4 Cube as your daily driver? Kind of sorter, stuff is not that slow. Probably you do most things remotely, certainly even a local browser will be slow. It's like, yeah, Firefox is not snappy on a unmatched RISC-V quad core, so yeah, you probably... Actually, that is a fun thing. So how does it compare to, last but not least, and then we call it a day, T2 hardware? Here's i5. Ah, this is so much faster. How much would it take to build a try run deps none bin utils 2 hours. Oh no, only 1 hour. That's not too bad. Maybe, I mean plus minus precision and guesstimation and stuff. Where is even? Okay, doesn't matter where it is. So yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously this is. Yeah, how does it compare to what did we otherwise? CI embedded board imagination CI 14 minutes. So yeah, it shows that this is low performance, this Ngenic MIPS stuff. It's the same clock but dual core, and that's only bash, also with LTO and smart. So it's a little bit slower compiler, but I mean it's not too single core PowerPC faster than this embedded MIPS thing. Also, where's my too many scenes? We tested some stuff, we found some as usual. The only substitute for testing is more testing. Shut down H0 here for this good old fun. The only substitute for testing is more testing. And it's like, yeah, unsurprisingly, we massively refactored stuff. We found some bugs. No real surprise there. Glad we did. Glad I found these bugs before. And yeah, why do I do this massive last minute testing around here? Because we want to release a Linux distribution and like better we find some last minute bugs than others do. So that's certainly some win. It's switched off. Let's pull the Steam Deck makes some sound. I was already wondering what fan is running there. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something, and I hope to see you soon for the next fun tinkering and exotic hardware to come.